This is Smithy.tv.
Welcome to Vintage Podcast. Did I kill that or what?
You know what? I think this is the first time that we've had a proper intro.
I've tried, you called me out a few times, I think.
But, usually we're just kind of stumbling into frame, be like, oh, hey, I didn't
Do you think you could do a better intro than me? Kill it, Kevin. Do it. Let's hear your promo.
Welcome to Vintage Podcast.
Now, is your announcer guy a heel or a face?
He's sort of like a tweener. You know?
He's that in-between stage?
Yeah.
Like the Brock Lesnar stage right now?
Yeah, he's kind of like...
Randy Orton?
Yeah, sort
Randall?
of like Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
Yeah. Yeah, but, this is Vintage Podcast. I'm Kevin Harron. This here is...
The Lindsay Lewis. You're either listening or watching us right now on YouTube or listening on iTunes. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, please subscribe,
on
rate,
the old YouTube
review,
or the iTunes.
Whatever you do on those wacky internets.
Just whatever you do. Don't, I was really trying to find a terrible segue to basically get into our starting topic today.
I was going to try to get there. While you're on the internets, you could...
Basically, I'm so excited. This is probably my favorite topic of the year, or maybe the last 5 years for WWE or anything. And in fact, WWE doesn't want anything to do with this. I wish they would.
You could visit the website GoFundMe.
Yeah, this is where it starts.
And you might notice there's a decree from WWE wrestling superstar Virgil. Now, if you want to, you know a little bit more about this than I do. I mean, you seem to be enamored by this whole idea. If you want to just kind of give it like a quick breakdown.
Well, let's just break down Virgil for a second. So anyone who's listening or watching who doesn't know who Virgil is, a.k.a. Mike Jones, I have a quote from him I'm going to read in a few minutes. But you actually, Kevin and I over the last few years...
he's verified on Twitter.
He is verified. I know some people that have 1,000 followers that are verified.
Yeah.
Or even someone I think who was 800, so it's... Give or take, I think you just need enough people to make you seem legit in a sport or some sort of spotlight. Yeah. But anyways, Virgil, at the real Virgil, I think is his Twitter. Follow him.
Because somebody else is taking
Virgil. WWE Virgil. Or WWF Virgil. But no, so you actually, over the years, we realized, we like wrestling, we have a mutual friend, that's how we kind of started talking. But you told me about this great thing called...
Lonely Virgil. Yeah.
.net?
.net or .com. I think
it's .net. Yeah.
So essentially what this is just through the course of a couple of years, just tons of people were going to cons, like wrestling cons, Comic-Cons.
We even went to one and got asked for $20 to interview someone, as we might have told you one time.
And it wasn't Virgil.
I wish it was, because then I'd be like, you know what, I would pay $20 to interview Virgil. Yeah. No joke.
Oh, yeah.
The other person wasn't worth the insert. You can guess who it was. You probably will never guess unless we just tell you that it was blank blank.
Yeah, we'll keep that a mystery for now. So Lonely Virgil is just it's a series of photographs, mainly just photographs of Virgil sitting at a convention table by himself, and it's just it's so sad but kind of satisfying at the same time, because through the years you sort of hear these stories about how much of kind of like a weird kind of. In some cases, kind of schoolboy rapey.
That's a vintage shout back to anyone who's been listening to our show.
Anyone who was able to actually listen to our last show.
We're trying to get the audio better.
We're working on it. So Virgil.
Hopefully you can hear us saying that. Actually, now that I think about it.
Wow.
We're taking a gamble. We can't actually hear it till afterwards. Sorry. Anyways, talking about Virgil, it's very important.
Yeah, this is very very riveting stuff. Basically Virgil is It just seems like one of those things where he's really trying to push the fact that he was in the WWE or WCW, part of the NWO for some ungodly name.
Yeah, Mike Jones.
Yeah.
NWO. I think he just they just had him one day when Ted DiBiase was there. It's and Virgil's there too, but it's Mike Jones because they can't use Virgil.
I'm pretty sure they're just hiring anyone who was willing to leave WWF at the time.
Yeah, they can get any kind of boom.
Yeah, and well, it was happening the other way around too. That's how they got Mark Marrow in WWF.
Johnny B. Bad. He'll always be Johnny B. Bad to me.
Oh, that's a worst.
That little shooting gun thing, like,
yeah.
no matter what you say, even though he looks like a low end kind of like Ultimate Warrior, kind of like the gear he had.
Yeah.
His entrance was awesome as a kid if you saw it.
And
then he wrestled. You're kind of like, oh, just go back to that shooting graffiti thing.
Yeah, he sort of looked a little bit like Rick Rude, but like.
Oh, it's Little Richard, or sorry,
Yeah.
Is that the piano guy? Is it Little Richard?
That's Little Richard.
Yeah, he's like Little Richard if he was like bulked up and
Yeah.
hated Sable. And,
Yeah.
No, but he had and just had that shoot gun and he
Yeah.
could kind of wrestle.
Then he had like a weird do-rag after a little while too.
Yeah, and then he turned to was it Wild Man Mark Merrow or
Oh,
something
yeah,
Bad
yeah.
Man? But anyways, yeah. They would
So,
take anyone
yeah.
at WCW.
See, we're that interested in Virgil that we just gotten like a quick Mark Marrow tangent.
I'm excited to where this show today can go. So Virgil joined WWE. He was WWE or WWF at the time. He was in WCW. So
Yeah.
occasionally, now that he doesn't wrestle anymore, and other wrestlers, they occasionally go to cons and all that.
Yeah.
But there's some guys that are like wonderful and it's nice to make money, but they're actually pretty cool with the fans. But Virgil's one of the guys I'd heard that he's a little bit more shady and like with the lonely stuff. So when he finally does get people, it's like, oh, it's $20. But then if he signs it, then he's like, that'll be $40. Like.
Yeah. So he's kind of I think self-admittedly a hustler.
And also, I think I saw, and also in the LonelyVirgil.net, there's a lot of pictures where half his banner says Ted DiBiase and Virgil, WWE superstar.
Yeah.
First off, they were never in WWE, or I guess he was one time when he basically lost to like, was it R-Truth that he lost to, or Cody Rhodes? Or Ted DiBiase when he went back, but they're not really WWE superstars. And then he always he promotes Ted DiBiase, the actual $1 Million Man.
Yeah.
And he never shows, and he goes, they're like, is Ted gonna come? Because that's half the reason people are like, oh, maybe I'll meet them both.
That's probably how he gets booked, or at least like how he was getting booked.
Yeah, maybe like the person they get in contact for Ted and him, and he's like, oh, Ted's coming for sure, and then it's like, oh, maybe he's not. But
he's like, no, now you just get Virgil.
No, but he would never say that.
Superstar Virgil.
He would never say that though. I think he'd say like Ted's just running late, so I'll just take it, and then no one's there. But anyways, long story short, he hustles people and all this, and people have been taking pictures, and there's usually no one there, and it's not just a picture. It's like apparently a whole day's worth. And they just put up a picture worth of that story.
Yeah, he's essentially a bit of a known scam artist, and just like it's a bit of poetic justice that there's nobody going to see him at these cons where he's and so essentially that whole kind of diatribe at Lonely Virgil will lead us into this GoFundMe story. Now I'm gonna let Mr. Lindsay Lewis here explain.
Now the reason this is awesome is just because of like that LonelyVirgil.net.
Yeah.
I should say we did our first ever episode. We talked about favorite matches for growing up, and my actual favorite match was SummerSlam '91 at Madison Square Garden. It was Virgil taking on the $1 Million Man for the $1 Million title, and he won it. And as a kid, it was a guy triumphing over like adversity, and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And then. But you don't know about these stories about these people. You just see the characters, and it's a great story. Years later, you find all this stuff. You're like, oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I should say that before we talk any of that.
But the thing is, he did win the $1 Million Championship, but something he never was before was the $1 Million Man.
Which is funny because you think, oh, he could never do that. Virgil, aka Mike Jones, thinks otherwise.
That's what I've been hearing.
We're in the tail end of July, depending when you're listening or watching this. And so for the past 23 or so days, there's been a campaign online at GoFundMe.com, which is a lesser version of Indigo and Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So you're not going big.
Yeah.
And if you get a chance, search it up. But even the graphics on this, it's just a picture of him actually went on that event when he won the title. He's kissing it, and it's just like poor graphics. It just says, make Virgil the $1 Million Man.
Yeah.
He got the title, but he never was the $1 Million Man. And so, long story short, there is a GoFundMe page that Virgil wants you, us, the people, the fans, to give WWE legend in his own mind, Virgil, Mike Jones, $1 million so he can finally be the $1 Million Man. Sum it up because I'm going to scroll my thing because I took a picture because I'm going to read what he actually wrote on his website. It's ridiculous. But
this was just one of those stories that, like, when Lindsay told me about this, it was just one of the things you just had to read for yourself.
Were you surprised when I told you? You were like,
the thing is, I wasn't though.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
He's kind of got that like sort of used car salesman sort of vibe about him, where he's just like, that sort of weird, seedy sort of like scam artist, sort of like a less endearing crime time, you know.
Yeah.
Not saying Brooklyn.
He's
Brooklyn.
like Paul Heyman, but like not good.
Yeah, using his powers for evil.
Yeah. And
But-
maybe if this was the '90s, he could actually get like a little, like a couple $1,000.
Yeah.
But so we'll spoiler. We'll see. We won't give any spoilers yet. How much money he made or hasn't made.
It's
It's
a hefty sum, and I think he's well on his way. 23 days in, so he's roughly started this at, I guess, the beginning of the month, like July 1st.
Let's just say he started July 1st,
Yeah.
or maybe on July 4th, Independence Day.
Yeah, he's gonna be independent from the.
Spoiler if you
Yeah.
don't know where this is going.
So yeah, it's such a hilarious and unfortunate tale.
Well, why don't
And
I read his
Yeah.
little paragraph that he
I'm
has
just-
on the website?
I'm just gonna
to-
sit here and I'm gonna soak it in if you don't. Mind.
So pretend you haven't been to his GoFundMe page, which he's asking for $1 million.
Yep.
And just in case you weren't sure, well, give me a reason, Virgil. This is sort of the sum up. Okay, so this is what he wrote. Remember me? I'm Mike Jones, aka wrestling superstar Virgil.
Most likely not.
Yeah. I'm verified on Twitter now, at the real Virgil. We did tell you guys that, which means I am the real deal.
Sure. Yeah. Because you can't go onto a Indiegogo website
Or Kickstarter.
and
He has to
say
go to
like,
GoFundMe.
I am this guy. I'm verified on Twitter. I am CM Punk. I am verified on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I'm the real deal.
And we were talking off camera and audio that CM Punk and him had a little exchange, and CM Punk called him a cunt. Sorry for swearing if you're
That's
offended
fine.
by that. But
Yeah, for our British listeners, they're just like, that's not bad.
whatever. I have been, so he's verified on Twitter, which means I'm the real deal. I've been around the world 30 times, and my life has always been about the hustle. I started out the old WWF as a bodyguard for the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And I said to myself, it is now my time, all cap locks, to be the millionaire. If you've watched wrestling, then you know who I am, right?
Probably not.
Probably not, unless you watched like
Yeah.
me as a kid.
Unless you watched from like 1991 to like 95 or 96.
Yeah,
There's like a 5-year window where you
But
might
even if you
actually
just
know
started
who
watching
Virgil is.
90, but even the 96 or 5 version, you're kind of like, who's that guy who's
Yeah.
not being mentioned
Yeah.
on camera?
So yeah, it's a 5-year window of people that might know who Virgil is, and most of which don't care who Virgil is.
Except for Virgil, pretty much.
Yeah.
I will continue on. I'll just go back. So if you've watched wrestling, you know who I am. I will inspire you that $1 million dreams can come true. Show me your love. Me your love. Sorry, I'm messing up because I love this so much. Show me your love for your favorite wrestler ever by giving me $1, $10.
So you're gonna love like John Cena by giving Roman Reigns.
Before
I'm sorry. Yeah,
there's more because he's
more.
asking. He said, "Hey,
Right.
give me $1, $10, $100." That seems like a lot, but
Yeah.
shit, $1,000, and make me, all cap locks, a millionaire. You can make this happen. I will be forever grateful. Well, first off, who would be like pissed off that the people gave him $1 million?
Yeah.
Forever grateful. And the last line: every day I hustle, and now I'm trying to show the world that this dog can be taught new tricks. At the
Wow.
real Virgil.
You know, that's just a certain level of inspiring that, like,
It's Bo Dallas level.
I wasn't actually physically aware that it was possible to be just that inspired by greatness. Now, with all those inspirational messages within that little
So sincere too.
text wall, I'm guessing he's probably like doubled, tripled his goal, right? Like he's got to have. There's no way that Virgil, wrestling superstar and legend,
In his
Virgil.
own mind.
has gotten anything less than $3 million. He is going to be.
He's actually gonna like beat his goal by
Yeah.
like.
I mean, Ted DiBiase is the $1 Million Man. Virgil, at this point, 23 days into this excursion. I mean, it would be crazy if he's not like the $3 million man or the $10 million man at this point. So I mean,
there's still days in the campaign. He could be a $6 million man by now.
Oh, for sure. Now, do you have a total of what he's sitting at, just so I can be validated in my assumptions of how much he's made?
Well, I can tell you this, folks. He's not at $0.
That's a good start.
Right?
All right, yeah, we're doing it.
Close.
All right, we're getting Virgil there.
Yeah, it is day 23, and we're not at $0.
No.
Very important to establish that. This is hard to do with a straight face, even. I just can't believe a guy is basically just saying.
He put his heart on his
in that paragraph, yeah.
And
he didn't even do Kickstarter or
he put his heart on his sleeveless glitter vest that he used to wear, and he has gotten out there and said, "Make me a millionaire." And are you gonna tell me that hasn't happened tenfold? Is that what you're saying?
I, with a saddened heart, must tell you that he is not a millionaire yet.
Oh.
Don't leave. I can tell you that he has made some money. Please sit, Kevin.
Okay.
In case you're only listening, Kevin is outraged and left the chair. He's sitting down now.
I almost flipped this table.
It's a very shaky table, though, so please don't do it. Although if you put someone through it actually wouldn't break. But no, I will tell you, he hasn't made $0.
Yeah.
He's made some strides in in 23 days.
So like $750,000.
That's a good.
Pretty close to $1 million. I mean, I took a lot. I shaved a lot off of there.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to be close to there, because I would have no faith in humanity otherwise.
Well, I will say, he's made more than $100.
Yeah. Well, obviously. I mean, that's crazy.
He's actually made even more than $150.
Oh, wow.
Do you see how long it's going to take me to get to this point? Because you're saying he's made $1 million, right?
Oh, easily, yeah.
That's right, folks. Virgil has made, I'm going to give you the grand total right now. He's made more than $150, so get ready for it. As of the moment we've read this, and whenever you're listening, it could have changed, and it probably has, now at $1 million.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's at $165. $165.
I am shocked. I am shocked and appalled.
Now, obviously we're obviously joking. We knew this wasn't going to do
horseradish and poppycock.
Schoolboy Rapey's upset.
Rabble.
I can't do this with a straight face. No, but all jokes aside, I have to ask you this, because we knew it wasn't going to make a lot of money, and no one did. Did you expect it to at least make a little bit more money as a joke, or did you expect $0?
I kind of expected...
when I told you this, because I didn't tell you the amount he had made.
Yeah. I was expecting a little bit more. No...
I
was not expecting $1 million.
No one was.
I wasn't expecting him to get that. But I was thinking, like, 23 days in, like almost a full month into this campaign, for him to at least have a couple more people that, you know, are just like, oh, this is kind of funny.
As a joke.
Because there are so many, like...
We were talking offline, or whatever you want to word it, that they once had a thing on, was it Kickstarter? I think it was. This guy asked for $10 he wanted to make a potato salad, and this was the time when Zach Braff and Spike Lee and all them were making the movies and getting all this money. But he asked for $10, and he got maybe like $2,000 or something.
Oh, he got a bunch.
So you're thinking with stuff like that, you know, maybe some of these guys are willing to pay the $20 for an autographed Virgil picture. Would give us, maybe they'd be at like a couple thousand, maybe within 23 days, because people do stuff, and maybe it's a joke, and they can.
Well, that's it, and like not to generalize, but like, you know, nerds in general, and you know, I'm talking comic book, movie, wrestling.
People are passionate about things.
People are passionate, and they have expendable income, and generally speaking, nerds, myself included, act very passionately sometimes, and without thinking, and just sort of like throw money at things that are just like, this is funny, or this is awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, like something like, you know, Virgil saying like, make me the $1 million man. Like, I'm surprised that more people didn't just say like, all right, here's a little bit. Yeah, I'm not gonna miss this.
Now, to be fair, those 23 days, I'd only heard about it like day 15. So maybe we can get it to take off for people like other wrestling superstars. I would think it'd be great if CM Punk, who called him a cunt, would promote it as a joke.
Yeah.
Or like someone would, because I don't care if he makes the money or not. He's clearly not going to do it. I just wanted to see some press, because it's. I've always you get a little upset when it's known people are asking for money, but then you also see people who are known, especially since he says, you know how much you know me, and he's made $165.
Well, we've watched wrestling. We have to know who he is.
We do, yeah. No, but it's like, it's one of those, I hope it gets a spotlight, just how ridiculous, like, GoFundMe or Kickstarter is, and especially guys like Virgil who do these things. And again, keep in mind, I did like him as a kid growing up, so it's like, I'm not trying to take shots at people, but it just, like, from the interviews I've heard and all these things, it's not the most likable sounding guy.
Yeah, it'd be like if Kevin Nash came out and said, like, you know, hey...
Get me a spin-off movie of my character from Magic Mike for $5 million, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, well, like, I don't know if you see Magic Mike,
No,
but his character Tarzan is in both movies, but his character's retiring from the game because he's getting old, so maybe he wants a spin-off movie. Maybe he's asking only for $3 million.
Yeah, or maybe he's just asking for, I don't know, more firework money, more pyro money.
Again, if you haven't seen this clip, there's a really funny clip online.
It's on our it's on our Twitter.
It's on our Twitter, but you can find it. But basically, it's a thing from a Thursday Night Thunder where he basically got WCW spending $30,000 on fireworks. It's funny. I wish we could find the live video, but like the GIF or whatever it's called.
He spent Juventud Guerrero's entire salary, his yearly salary, on one entrance.
But yeah, no. So these are the things that, like, sometimes as wrestling fans, especially in dead days, where you're kind of like, you're just trying to find what's funny of it, or just like outside of like the passion of it. This is really comical.
Yeah, and I know we're kind of like a little bit shitting on Virgil a little bit, but I mean, from what we hear, he's kind of like a slimy guy at these cons, and it's just sort of funny to see somebody who's trying to extort like however much money he can out of
from
people.
The few fans that drop by there.
From people that have supported him his entire career, and the only reason that he's relevant, really, you know, it's kind of funny just to see it fall flat on its face. And I mean, I don't wish the guy any ill will or anything like that. You know, if he can make a couple extra bucks on it, that's great.
$165 is a good start.
$165.
23 days in.
But I mean, for me right now, as somebody who enjoys like a good farce, this is
one of the best.
It makes me very happy.
Like, at the end of the year, no matter what, whether it's wrestling, movies, pop culture, I always like to do like a kind of best moments of the year, and there's no way this is not on there, because even people who don't watch wrestling, if they read on this, they're gonna laugh. Because let's be real, he's not gonna make, maybe when this campaign ends, and we're also looking, we don't know when it ends, so it's maybe one of those, you just ask until you make it, or potentially just stop it. He's not gonna make more than $500.
He's gonna just start like
offering
funding,
perks.
like just whatever he sells at these cons, he's just gonna like donate to himself just to make the thing.
Yeah, and like I didn't see any perks, but he's like I think he was on some radio interview.
Oh no, there's a perk.
What?
He's grateful.
Yeah, he's grateful that he's got your money.
He's grateful that you're gonna give him money.
And also, I like how $1 million is gonna make him a millionaire. The second he spends $1, he's got less than $1 million, and $1 million isn't what it used to be. So he should have asked for $5 million, because then he's a legit millionaire. Yeah. Survivor, you get $1 million, and they work through a lot more, you know. Yeah. So go on Survivor, Virgil, is what I'm trying to say. I love that show. I'd watch you on it, and you would be probably a villain. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But it's just it's a crazy thought that unless he was doing it as a joker to get attention, and he's getting the attention, which is maybe it'll get him money at the cons going, here's a joke, like give the funny bin.
Like the GoFundMe like little glass jar with Virgil's face on it.
LonelyVirgil.net fun, but it's.
Can we just agree that this is gonna win a Slammy? This has to win a Slammy for like.
It will not, because they have to acknowledge him, and they won't do that. But I think it'll win internet.
Campaign.
If there was a Match of the Year award, I would give it to this. It's not even a match. That's how good this is. You know what I mean? Like, I know people like the Cena Owens matches. I know Cesaro's been doing some good matches lately, and even the triple threat at Royal Rumble, Cena, Brock Lesnar, Rollins, which is my favorite match still.
It's gonna be Virgil versus his ego.
When we do a year-end show, it's Virgil versus his ego. That's a great way to put it. Versus the internet.
Yeah.
It's just. I'm glad it happened. We don't wish people ill will, and I hope the guy at least has enough money to eat meals and stuff like that. But when your ego gets in the way where you think, you actually thought this would work, he should have, like, at least said, hey, help this guy out, like, help a legend out, and ask for maybe, like, $25,000 even. Yeah. Like, I know that's still a lot of money for him, but that's more humble. And also, so my last point I want to make is, he started his career off as the $1 Million Man's bodyguard with no money, and he says, "Make me a millionaire." But he's gonna end the way his character started, with no money. So he's actually taking away his character arc by winning that title. He's gonna throw it all away. Don't do it, Virgil. Say this was a farce. Come on our show, and we will pay you $100.
That's bold, but
Will you agree to that?
If Virgil comes on, I will give him $100.
So that puts you at $265.
And that son is 100 Canadian dollars.
Big talk.
Yeah, it's plastic. So
So
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on down to the studio, or we'll, if we're at a convention with you, we'll talk to you. But it's
also keep doing the Fund Me campaign, 'cause just please.
You know what?
Keep doing it.
Maybe if this one, when the trial period ends, he should just make another one using his $165 and use it as a Kickstarter. Kick me actually is what the campaign and the internet has done to him.
This is pretty much what's happening to him right now.
I'm glad you did it though. The internet is too, and I hope it gets news. I hope people like Jimmy Kimmel hear about this, and I hope they actually make it a goal. Because if the right people hear about it, I do think they can make a decent amount of money as a joke.
I want there to be so much exposure for this, but I don't want him to make $1 million. Does that make me a bad person?
That's actually exactly what I thought. I actually wanted to make help me get to $1 million before Virgil.
Yeah.
Like a GoFundMe campaign. GoFundMe is like the third or fourth out of all these new websites.
It's like the GoBots of funding campaigns.
Again, if you look this up, or we'll try to tweet it out too. But if you actually go to the page, it is so poor looking that there was no care other than the guy going, "I'll write a passionate paragraph of why I should make $1 million." Very sincerely, no.
It's hosted by GeoCities or Angel Fire.
Yeah, I remember Angel Fire. Those were great as a kid. You're like, I have a website. You're like, it's Angel Fire. You're like, slow your roll, kid.
Yeah, that's a hilarious looking animated mailbox you have there.
Yeah.
Virgil.
Virgil.
So this page is under construction. You can tell by the guy with the shovel and a hat.
Now, Virgil, I just want to say, keep the dream alive. The $1 million dream.
Yeah.
Never give up on yourself, as John Cena would say.
And just come on the show.
Come on the show. You got a guaranteed $100.
Yeah.
That's $50 from us. And maybe the listeners or viewers will be inspired if they know he comes on, and maybe they'll donate $10.
Yeah, sure.
That
Probably
could
not, but
probably not. But that's $110 potentially. Most likely not.
yeah.
But that's $100 that goes towards your $1 million campaign.
I swear, if I get a if like our vintage at Vintage Podcast Twitter account
Give us a follow.
gets a follow or a mention or even like a, hey, I'll be in Toronto next week. You know, maybe I can come on the show and you can give me $100. That would be amazing. And
My week would be made.
Yeah.
I didn't notice I didn't say year.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
the happiness would last roughly 7 days.
I think you and I would like take a picture of it and like maybe like just celebrate that like with a free like patty or something like that. Like Jamaican patty.
There's an amazing patty place like 2 doors down from here, and this is like a little
insight to the show.
Yeah, a little backstage whatever.
Pass.
But, yeah, it's they're like 2 doors down. This place called Patty's, and I'm a vegan, so like they have vegan patties there, and it's amazing. And I get one every time. Actually, I get 2 every time we do a recording, which is why I keep recording.
Yeah.
So this is why the
Vintage
podcast
goes
is
down.
still
I'm gonna be doing the show alone.
That's why this ship is still steering straight ahead. Is because there's a delightful, possibly European guy. I think he's Italian. Anyway, he makes patties and they're awesome, and it's on Elm Street.
And I'll say this: if you were to make a GoFundMe campaign right now saying, "Help us get to even $500,000 to make this thing even bigger," he would make more money than Virgil.
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, if Virgil comes on,
I would rather donate to something like that. I would pay $20 for a patty. You know, pay $20 a patty. You're getting something. What are we getting out of this, Virgil?
Yeah, nothing.
Other than his gratefulness.
Yeah, his
which
gratitude.
is not. Yeah, his gratitude, which is not sincere.
Gratitude from a legend. At least he's not a Hall of Famer that can snub us. But that's neither here nor there.
One day we will mention who we got snubbed by.
Yeah.
And I hope we can do it on a day that we talk to someone.
I'm just gonna drop hints every time. It's he wears silly hats. Anyway.
So yeah, Virgil, if you do come on the show, the question I want you to answer is, why should we truly donate to this? What do we get? Not just you, because you become a millionaire. And he says he'll prove that dreams do come true. But what if your dream is for this to fail? Your dream also comes true because it is failing big time.
Well, you gotta have them. You gotta be strong.
Yeah.
I think those are lyrics from that old 90s song.
I'll say this, Virgil has a great theme song. That is worth $5, maybe?
Yeah. Anyway, it's been like 40 minutes on Virgil.
Let me say this. We're going to actually stop the show here right now. When we come back next time, we're actually going to talk about other stuff. But we wanted a Virgil-only show right now.
Okay, so it's just...
We realize this is a lot of Virgil. Maybe not enough Virgil, because I want you guys, if you're listening to this, I love this so much. Talk about it. Tweet at us with it.
Okay, so we're going to title this one Virgil-palooza. I think that's only fitting. And
$100
we're gonna start. Oh my God, we're gonna start a GoFundMe campaign to get Virgil on the podcast.
So what is our goal? To get $100 so he'll do it, even though he'll never hear this. Oh man, this is great.
Just get $100 so that Virgil will actually listen to it and be like, oh, maybe I should come on the show. And you know what? I'll sweeten the pot. I'll buy you a patty.
2 patties.
I'll buy you 2 patties.
And 2 for yourself. That's 4 patties that'll be bought. So we're also helping a business.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's a short walk to Young Dundas Square. You can set up a table and
the heart of downtown Toronto.
Yeah.
We'll let you set up a thing, and we'll have people come down when we're doing it, and you can make $45.
Yeah. You can set up a table here. That's fine.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Us or Virgil?
Oh, Virgil for sure. We're trying to do this. We're trying to keep humble and stick to the road less traveled.
But we'll make it happen. If you guys,
it's in your hands, Virgil. If you come down, I will also, just in case you don't put it in your GoFundMe, I'll add an extra $5, which is not going to potty money. So let's do this right now. The viewers or listeners, if they think this will happen, may give $10. Kevin's going to buy you 2 patties. They could be vegetarian or meat. I'm going to add $5 to our already $100 promise pledged to you, Virgil. Come to the show, sit in the studio, and talk about your career. Talk about why more people should give you, like us, should give you more money.
We will give you a completely open forum, and we will put it out to as many different people as possible.
And if you want, bring a picture of Virgil down. We'll sign it and sell it to you.
Yeah. Or you know what? If Virgil has his vest, he can bring it here. We'll wear it. We'll take pictures, and then we'll sign those, and we'll sell those and give all proceeds.
You know, he would agree to that. And the second we do that, he'd be like, that's $604. You're like, I can't do it, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and since we're just doing a Virgil-palooza only show.
Okay. You know what? I'm in. I'm in for Virgil-palooza.
I'm in.
I'm strapped in, ready to go.
He did interviews with Anthony Opie. I don't know the full show title. He's done a bunch of stuff, but recently he did actually, to promote the GoFundMe and other stuff, he was on Sam Roberts' thing, who is one of the people that's allegedly the person responsible or for really promoting lonelyvirgil.net. He was on the show, and it was such odd behavior. It was like, and this is like jokes aside, it was a guy who came on. He almost sounded like he was high or drunk or years of abuse. I actually felt really bad. But there were scissors on the table. He was threatening Sam Roberts. She's a pretty good looking lady, but I can't remember the lady's name, but she was sitting almost as close as Kevin and I right now, but really close to her, and he was kind of touching her, and then he's Sam Roberts give her a kiss, and he did it on the cheek, and then he grabbed her breast and all that, and she's married and all that, and it's just one of those. There's a point where the interview, not just Virgil, but Sam Roberts and them kind of took it too far, and it was funny, it was sad, there was phone calls and all that. It was just he lives in such a weird world that I almost want his life to be a movie. Maybe that's what we should fund instead.
He's the
Virgil-palooza.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gotten I think he's gone off some sort of deep end where it's a wild ride, and I don't know if the guy needs
money really badly.
But even still, if he needs help with stuff issues he has or whatever,
and that's watching that interview, I actually got a sense of I actually felt I saw a troubled person. Jokes aside, I'm actually being serious right now.
And if that's what he maybe needs the money for, if he needs maybe kind of some incentive to go get help, That's I'm all for that. I really want this thing to fail though.
I think you're getting your wish because it's at $165 out of
I'm
a
trying to be
million.
so sincere, and I'm trying to be like, maybe he's got issues, maybe he needs some help, but no, it's Virgil.
Schoolboy
It's
raping.
like
He's
I'm
a
going schoolboy raping.
full raping.
Yeah.
I would rather pledge money to Schoolboy Rapey to get
Yeah.
a match with John Cena than Virgil $1 million.
You see them jorts, son?
Yeah, I'm gonna rape you now. This joke is very out of context. If you didn't watch or listen to our last
You
show,
can somehow manage to listen to our last show.
the odds are a little low. But
It makes
we basically cut a promo, and Kevin at some point decided his new character gimmick was Schoolboy Rapey. With the
Yeah.
roll up, and he basically wins matches because he's so creepy that
basically
you don't want to fight him.
Yeah, I creep out.
Creep
my
yourself
opponents.
out even.
Yeah, pretty much. Just to the point of restraining orders being filed, and then I win via count out usually. But yeah, it's a dastardly thing to do.
Now back to the seriousness. We're gonna try with serious tones to talk about Virgil. I'm already starting to laugh. It's hard to do, folks. Even on this interview, he's like,
I promise at least 10 seconds
of
serious,
sincerity.
yeah.
Again, if you come on our show, we'll give you $100, maybe even $105 with 2 patties, and then $10 from the viewers and listeners. It's a big pot. It's a big pot, and we'll let you sell outside of the building too. You might get people from downtown Toronto, but I'm trying to make it sound so much better so he comes down.
Yeah.
He's not coming unless he's like, I'm gonna gouge
You know what?
guys for more money.
Virgil, prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Prove us wrong.
Yeah. He thinks I think I'm gonna win this. He thinks
Um,
you're gonna prove us wrong.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm serious. Okay, here's my dilemma. I'm very serious about starting this GoFundMe campaign to get Virgil on the podcast. But my issue is I am extremely lazy. So what I need from our viewers, our listeners,
Or the
our
casual
our humble
passerby.
fans, I would like you to tweet us Virgil yes. For if you want me to start a GoFundMe campaign to get Virgil on, or Virgil no if you just think he's a piece of shit and should not be sullying.
And
the
feel free to
name
tell us
of
why
Vintage
too.
Podcast.
For your answer, it's the Daniel Bryan yes or the Daniel
And-
Bryan no.
Yeah, and if you decide to vote Virgil no, and we get an overwhelming Virgil no's, then we'll try to get Horace Hogan.
Horace Hogan, we has a better shot at getting this money. Johnny B. Bad has more.
You know what's funny? That's my third Horace Hogan reference today alone.
This is my first hearing it, but you've mentioned Horace Hogan 3 times today. That's
Yeah.
troubling. That's what
To 3 separate people, and it has not been planned yet.
I can't remember him. He wasn't related to Hogan,
He was
was he?
supposed to be like his nephew, and he was just like, yeah. It's
But it was a joke, right? Like he wasn't actually.
I don't think he was actually. No, he wasn't actually related to him. But yeah, he. It's Horace Hogan. He's the worst possible member of the NWO, and I will remind you, Virgil was in the NWO.
Mike Jones, aka the real Virgil on Twitter. So I should say.
Not coming on this show.
Oh, he's never coming.
Oh.
He was never coming, to be fair, unless
No.
we gave him, like... You know what? I think he actually would come on the show with what we've said and other people online have said if we offered, like, a couple $1,000. We're not going to do it, honestly. We're not even saying that, Virgil. Come for 100 if you do.
You know what? And I've been
Hashtag Virgil, yes.
I've been shitting on Virgil a lot in the past about 20 minutes or so. Well, 40 minutes, probably the last hour.
It's Virgil-palooza.
Pretty much. The entirety of Virgil-palooza, I've been kind of sullying the name of the real Virgil.
The real Virgil on Twitter. Verified. That's the most important part.
Verified the real Virgil on Twitter. If
Don't
he
make
was-
me read his
if
GoFundMe
he-
paragraph again.
If he comes on the show and we can add this to the GoFundMe, whatever, I will allow him to put me in the $1 Million Dream.
I'll add an extra $4, or I don't think you can do it. Yeah, I'll add an extra 20. Sure,
Yeah,
$20. As long as you let us take a picture,
Yeah.
you don't sign it. Please
Yeah.
don't sign it because it's my phone. No, but before we forget it, that interview. At one point, he kept bragging how he had and apparently he did this like back in the day, like as like a party trick, like to entertain the superstars. But he was bragging how he had a 14-inch penis, and like he kept looking at the lady in the interview and all that, and I go like, good for you, bad for you if you have that size of penis or smaller or bigger. I don't care. But you don't need to brag about it. That actually makes it worse. That makes you even shittier, I think. Sorry for swearing, but he's kind of brought that out. Because this is like a guy's, like, as a kid, you're like, good for you overcoming the odds and becoming the $1 million champion. And now he wants to become the $1 million man. The $1 million man. But I just don't know what to say about him. It's just like, I feel bad. And if you watch this video, like Kevin said, in our serious tones, I do think maybe this is a cry for help, that it's finally ridiculous.
Are we okay? We're good with being done with the serious tones right now?
I tried.
All right.
Johnny B. Bad. Horace Hogan.
On the upside.
Horace Hogan got more serious talk time today
I know, it's true.
than Virgil, the real Virgil. Verified on Twitter.
On the upside, though, if what he says about his junk is correct, if he ever decides to stop going to these columns and actually kind of start up a new career, he might have a lot of luck with pro golf.
But
yeah, there's a long way to go for a dick joke.
You know what else? This actually made me think of something. Do any of you listening know who Sonny is?
Can I answer this? Well, I guess I'm the only one here who can.
Who else?
Overwhelmingly, yes. People remember Sonny.
Well, in case anyone who's listening, quickly give a sum up of her right now.
Heavenly Bodies, very pretty in the 90s, had a lot of issues with drugs and the like. Went to jail for a little while, I think. Got a bit heavier, but still, you know.
So she was a superstar,
Yeah.
and then she kind of had problems and all that. And then recently, you know, she's been doing all these Skype things, and it was revealed because, again, if you're gonna take advantage of people or try to like do stuff, people will catch on the internet. Like it could happen to us, but $100, Virgil, come on down. Just have to occasionally throw that in. Sorry,
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that in serious tone. Virgil, we have $100 waiting for you in this studio if you come to our show.
Come on, Virgil, let's be serious.
You are the $1 million man to us.
Let's.
But before I forget, so Sunny, she does these Skype things, right? And it turned out like it was something ridiculous. I think it was just like you could Skype with Sunny for like 20, 30 minutes. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I do.
It's not just about Virgil today. You can talk freely.
Is it you could sleep in a bed with her? Is that it?
Okay, well, so originally there was this thing like you could take a picture where you sleep in a bed with her, and people were saying whether it was true or not, she would like sleep with them for the right price, like a high price, because you're like sleep with someone you were fantasizing about in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Now is it actually like because like my understanding was it was just like she like would cuddle wrestling nerds for money, and then like,
yeah, and like
it was just assumed that like. You know,
there might have been more
eventually it was gonna like evolve
under the table,
into like a.
I'll pay you this money
Yeah.
only if ... You know.
I'm trying to fit in a sunny side up joke there somewhere, but yeah.
So anyway, so she actually found a new scheme. I'm gonna use the word scheme because so she started doing Skype things where just like for a certain amount of money or a couple hundred, you could Skype Sunny for 20, 30 minutes, you know, and like ask her questions or whatever. And it got to the point where it's just like, and there's like pictures online like where just like some of the people like she basically would like it turn into like a sex show. Like for more money, she'd like if you pay a bit more, like and so there's like pictures of her like she like a lot of sexual acts she would do to herself and stuff like that. And the people so there was a recent rumor that Sunny by I think it was the porno company Vivid was offered a bit of money whether she takes it or not to do a porno, you know, because like China, who used to be a wrestler, got a good chunk sum of money and made money off of doing porno movies. Yeah. So
that worked out well for her.
It still is, right? There's videos on YouTube where you're like, I'm worried about
she's
China.
teaching English in Japan and does not want to acknowledge any of that ever happened.
But so Sunny, they thought maybe they could do this with another person, and so apparently it's rumored that might happen. What if this is the long segue of what I had talked about Sunny. Instead of Virgil, for $100, come down to our show, and we will pay you $100. We'll take pictures with you. We'll talk to you. We can talk about anything you want.
Are we gonna cuddle in a bed with Virgil? Is that what's happening?
You are, with his armless vest.
Yeah, I would get right in there.
There's also a male dance club nearby, Remington's, right across the street from where we shoot, so you could get another gig too.
Yeah, there's Remington's. I think there's also Zippers down in the.
There's Zippers. There's also just a strip club across the street. I feel now we're getting mean, but it's too late to go back. You know, this is our GoFundMe moment.
Yeah.
But anyways, my thought is, Virgil, with your 14-inch penis, why don't you have sex with Sunny in a video, and you guys can not make $1 million, but maybe make even more. What do you think of that idea? That's my pitch for the viewers and you, Kevin.
What I think about that is.
Could you see it happening? That's the other thing too. Because I could. I mean, the price.
Could I see it happening?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to see it
Am I
happen?
surprised it hasn't happened already? Absolutely.
Are you disappointed?
Will X-Pac probably be filming it? Yeah, I'd admit.
X-Pac!
I'd imagine so. Is it something I would want to see? No, not for me.
No thanks.
Not for me.
Here's the thing.
Apparently, Major Guns from was it WCW?
I love the occasional names like they're like
Major Guns.
Yeah, they're like Prince Iakea is like you're saying name. You're like Lenny Lane. You're like, oh yeah, that was a person, a terrible person or a character idea. Who did you just say? I completely forgot.
Major Guns.
Major Guns.
Yeah, she was like a.
Oh yeah, it was yeah.
Yeah, apparently she did that whole camera thing too, but like on one of those like actual sites that are designed for.
Was she still a character from WCW, or was there just like a lady who
No. She was just like, give me internet money and I'll take my top off.
Yeah.
Basically. But
look, folks, there's stuff on the line. I don't get why you would pay for these people like thousands of dollars or something to.
Lonely Virgil.
On
So basically, let's just break it down here. Virgil, come on. I'm just gonna be real with you. You're not doing anything. It's fine. You made $165. You know.
Maybe a bit more.
You tried. It's okay. But you know what? We got a little bit more for you. If you want to, it's anytime you're in town. You know, there's indie bookings and there's Comic-Cons happening in Toronto. You know, it's a big city. It's a metropolitan place. There's a lot to offer Virgil here, and we're gonna offer you a little bit more, and that is $100, maybe $110 and
$114
and 2 patties, and also you can choke me the hell out.
Now, can I add? Can I just tell you, Virgil, that $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase may be there as well, advertised just like you advertised.
He may.
He might be there.
We're gonna advertise that he's gonna be there, and you're gonna get a chance to talk to him, but. You know, traffic and
pending traffic. Card subject to change.
Yeah,
that's a little wrestling joke.
It's you never know. You never say never, and you never know. So let's just assume that you're gonna pencil us in. Yeah. And Virgil, yes, on Twitter at Vintage Podcast, or if you want to. We're gonna just go ahead and plug our Twitters here as well, just because I think we're kind of wrapping up Virgil-palooza as
sadly, because let's be real, I could do this for 24 hours.
I really could. You know what? And the thing is, because we've been talking about Virgil for so long and just kind of riffing back and forth, and I just realized I'm just like, it's been a while. Like this has got to be like easily into like the 50-minute mark, and like we've only discussed one story and like just
a couple of Virgil stories
gone off the deep end about like the mythos and like the stories and the tales of one Virgil. So you can reach us because I totally went on a little tangent there. You can reach us myself at Kevin Harron.
I'm at the Lindsay Lewis. And if you're going to do this platform on Twitter, if you want to hashtag yes for Virgil to come down, do that. If you want hashtag no for him not to come down, or you don't think he'll show up, say that as well. And if you want hashtag yes headlock on at Kevin Harron, you can also do that. Virgil, there's $100 and potentially $14 and 2 patties on the line here.
Hashtag Virgil, yes, for us getting Indiegogo, Kickstarter, whatever.
If the Divas can give a chance, that's right. I said give a chance, not get a chance.
Give a chance. So yeah, we'll get that going if you guys vote Virgil, yes, and just for the
We'll get it going.
the couple people I think that may know, yes, I did steal the Virgil yes from Kevin Smith and his Walrus Yes campaign for Tusk. So just I'm aware of it. All right, so no texting me.
That you're
Probably Quinton. Anyway.
Guys, I have to say, Kevin, this has probably been the best we've ever done, or any possible Virgil conversation.
This has been Mr. Virgil's wild ride.
Yeah. Virgil, I hope you're listening. We sincerely, in quiet voices like this, want you to come down, and we want you to make this episode right now the second best Virgil podcast.
Yeah.
Because you being in the studio will be number 1.
Hey, buddy. Come on down. You know, we're good guys.
Can I ask, we talked about Virgil's campaign, but has half this podcast just been us pitching a new idea to get Virgil?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because I like about halfway through it dawned on me that it would just be perfect for us to start a fundraising campaign to get Virgil to come on our podcast and discuss his the hilarious attempt to swindle money.
Now, I will say this, guys, thank you for watching and listening. If you have the old iTunes and you're not subscribed yet, you can find us at Vintage Podcast on there, or subscribe and listen to us.
Yeah.
We
if you can't find us right away, just look under Smithy TV. We'll pop up there. It's SMITHEE TV. Just search us under the podcast.
And also, speaking of Smithy TV, if you go to their YouTube channel, you will find our episodes there, and also we tweet them out, and they'll be on Facebook.
Yeah, and just a little bit of extra news as well. I
have heard from Virgil, and he's going to be on our show.
Yes. I'm going to be announcing right now that I will be starting a new show. I'm not sure exactly the frequency.
Obviously, I'm going to be on this show, right?
No, you're fired.
Yeah.
No.
Good call. Good call. I have to say.
No, and the only reason is
Donald Trump for president.
Yeah.
You're fired.
I watch NXT, and I've been aware of NXT for a while. Lindsay Lewis is not, but we had one guest host a couple episodes back, Neil McIntosh, Vintage Neil. He's just as excited about the NXT product as I am. So it was pitched to me the idea of starting up a podcast, like a sort of like an offshoot of Vintage. Called Who's Next? Like NXT. Who's NXT?
See what he did there?
And yeah, I wish I could take credit for that, but that's it's all Neil.
That is Neil, yeah.
I every time he said that title to me, I picture.
So I just got to say the word Virgil
doing
for a
like
second.
the
Sorry, I just have to say
Goldberg
Virgil
thing.
for a second because we haven't talked about Virgil.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Continue, Virgil.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Goldberg speared Virgil at some point, and I'm just gonna tie it in that way.
I would because he sells these pictures for $20 and then for $45 you sign it.
Yeah.
If I was going for a picture of him, it would be that picture.
Yeah.
Or I get him to sign the picture of Kevin Nash's fireworks. Just Virgil sign this. But yeah, no. So we occasionally be having side stories, and we'll have some other guests occasionally. But they will. Kevin and Neil are going to be doing a show called Who's NXT, aka Who's Next.
Yeah, and it's
potentially probably coming out in the fall.
Yeah, and again, I'm not sure about the frequency of it because NXT is
infrequent as well sometimes.
Yeah, it's I mean it's fairly consistent in how it is, but it's like an hour show, so I mean we'll probably let a couple shows bank and then like let the storyline build a little bit before we do an episode. So anyway, that being said, that's something that's coming up. Yeah, that's something that's going to be coming down the pipeline. Something else that will be coming down the pipeline is Virgil appearing on Vintage Podcast.
And yes.
Being our first official Vintage Podcast guest that we wouldn't mind paying for.
Oh, I like that. Some of you we wouldn't pay for apparently, but Virgil, you are worth $114 and 2 patties. Again, the 14 and 2 patties isn't guaranteed for me.
Yeah.
The 100 is kind of 50-50 on us.
We'll do
Let's get our
50-50.
channel to pay for it. I think, you know what? Our channel will pay for it. He might even sweeten the deal. Maybe a free handshake.
There you go.
Guys, thank you for listening and watching. We are on YouTube. We are on iTunes. I'm at the Lindsay Lewis on Twitter.
At Kevin Harron.
And our channel also is
Vintage Podcast.
at Vintage Podcast. I was giving you
You
this.
said our channel, not our Twitter account.
I
Our
meant Twitter account.
Yeah.
You make
Our
me look like
Twitter
Virgil.
collectively, we are at Vintage Podcast.
And at the real Virgil.
And half of at who's NXT.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, Virgil, let's be real.
It's been real. Slice right now. I'm glad you did this. Again, I can already tell you right now, my match of the year of 2015 is Virgil versus himself and the internet. I did love that Royal Rumble match, that triple threat, but this is something bigger. This is something better. This has been a very important episode of Vintage Podcast.
I feel we need to actually just end it now because
I-
we're gonna just dive right back into Virgil.
I
talk,
can't
so-
end this. Virgil, this show is for you. Thanks, guys, for watching and listening. I just want to keep talking about you. New Day rocks. I had to mention them once. Thanks for watching and listening, guys. Virgil, come on the show. Thank you. #yes.